This is an E34 1995 BMW. The issue is that when you pop this lever, the glove compartment does not go down, so it's jammed up there. What we need to do is there's two clips underneath this glove compartment. We're just going to pop those open, and we're just going to wiggle this from left to right, and then it should come off. So we're underneath the glove compartment. That's latch 1. And that's latch 2. With those clips open, we're just going to hold this open and kind of wiggle it around until it pops open. So here's the problem. When you push a latch open, you notice that one pushes all the way in and the other one gets stuck. That's because the internal mechanism on the inside, the plastic broke. So we're just going to replace this unit here. Before you start unscrewing the latch, you want to make sure that the clips on the behind is clipped on so it doesn't move around. Now that we clip both of them on, it's a lot more stable. You can get one of these stubby Phillips and just start unscrewing. And then you just pop it off. Now, if yours is stuck, all you need to do is just put a screwdriver in between and it'll just release off. And here's the problem right here. It broke, so you can either replace it or I'm going to show you how you can fix it. You can get these latches for about $12 to $15, but if you want to just fix it yourself because you need a temporary solution or a permanent fix but you don't want to buy one, I'm going to show you how to just fix it. So here's what happened. Over time the plastic became brittle and it broke off from the axle part. So if you notice that when you try to open it, this side it doesn't go all the way in. So that's what's keeping your glove compartment from opening.
I used one of those high-speed steel rotary bits to slightly enlarge the hole, and you want to make sure that it can rotate around the axle. If you don't have one, use a 5/32 drill bit. And keep in mind, if you do that, it is slightly larger, so there might be a little bit of play. You want to make sure that the hinge rotates around the axle, because once you glue it down, that axle is going to be stationary. It's not going to be able to move, so you want to make sure that the hinge has a lot of free play.
Once all that's done, there's a spring in here. And you need to just push this in, like that. You notice that the spring on here. Put the axle back in. And just use some JB weld, and we're just going to weld this down. Just get some JB weld and put it in that slot right where the axle goes. Because remember, the axle is going to be fixed. It's not going to be able to spin. So when you do this, make sure you wash it and you put some scratch marks in it so that way the JB weld will have something to grip onto. And just put the little pieces back on and just let it dry. So make sure you glue the top guide in. You don't need to put a lot on this one because the bottom here will be fixed stationary, so it's not going to move as much. You just need a little bit to hold it in place. And make sure you get into this socket here. Make sure it's straight. And you want to make sure that there's nothing popping up on top, because remember, this is going to be flush with your glove compartment. And make sure that there's not anything coming out here because this latch is going to be moving back and forth. I noticed that the other axle base was cracked, so I JB welded that. Now that they're both dry, we can take a little test. You notice that both of those hinges are now pushed inwards, and I'm just going to install this and test it out in the glove compartment. We're going to put the handle on first. Just mount it like that. And then we're just going to hook it in from these hooks here. And we're just going to line the screws up. Give it a quick test. And let's see how the glove compartment will open and close. And for the final test. Now, if you're having trouble having this closed, it's most likely that the clip's in the back. You have to kind of move this glove compartment around to make sure that it aligns properly, and that should fix it. Thanks for watching.